Ichigaguchis. For these things for Jai and guards, I completed a mission that I have to talk to some guy. Ooh, it's Primos. Ooh, nice. And I want to craft some golden. Of the crafting materials used has a 25% to get what regional character talent material with material excluded when crafting. I don't get it. Let's make 5. Okay. Okay, she gets Inazuma thing is that I don't really like. Confirm. Confirm. Okay, now I need crowns. These samurai thingies. Ooh, and she needs these ones also. Oof. 12.
Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite...
24. So I'm only two
beautiful.
2 books.
Oh, it'll last. Simply not the way the world works.
Let's go, Jane. Well, let's get these 40 Primus. I got it by clearing the, you know, as I said, getting the handguards. I beat All of the ones I watched, I catch a glimpse of. So I almost clear every one of them.
Illusion shattered.
Allow me! Emerge! Right here.
You win this battle.
And I passed by here, and I was like, oh, there was some guy here. But I didn't remember there was a mission action with him. I wonder how many missions I have like that one. Ooh, Inaba to Saburo his Sakura final words. I use a decent amount of Mora there for those talents. Again, sincerest apologies. The old saying, 50 years of life, speaks about the 50 years we have to live. I, to Saburo, have lived more than 30 years, and I won't have the luxury of enjoying the rest, which I hope to share with father and mother instead. Shizuko, my beloved wife, please do not be angry or sad. There can be no redemption for my misdeed. I merely hope that you can forget your failure of a husband. Masa, Matsu, please don't feel any regret for me, and please forgive me. Friends and new and old, I am very honored to have met each and every one of you. Wherever the case may be, I am very sorry. I, to Saburo, am no man of culture, and writing is not my expertise. However, I found myself having much to say in my last goodbyes. If anyone is reading this, please forgive my chattiness. 10 or so years ago, when I first joined the military, I admired the valor and vigor of our great Ogosho. I yearned to be part of the thunderstruck battles for justice that heroes and legends from hundreds of years ago took part in. I hope to one day be able to fight and die for true eternity. Wait, my doggies are crying like a little baby, like a little baby. He's a little baby, a dumb baby. Now that I think about it, the immature mind of a young man often confuses legends of the past with the present. I actually thought I had the chance to become the perfect hero, like our great Ogosho. When war actually broke out, our enemies were not demonic attendants or twisted monsters from the abyss. They were ordinary people, just like you and me. The foes I slew a few days ago may very well have been drinking bodies of mine at the Uyu restaurant the very day the Vision Hunt decree took effect. Or perhaps some recently fallen comrade might have been someone that I just had a joyful conversation with. We should have been brothers, yet we discarded all possibilities of returning to what was good. We had to hate each other, so that we ourselves may survive. the cruelty and brutality of it all. This so-called just war is the greatest sin. Though I, to Saburo, speak such scandalous words, I do not blame Her Excellency the Shogun for any of it. Her Excellency once said thus, since ancient times, wars have been divided into just and unjust wars. Unjust wars are born from the swelling of desire and the chaos of mortal hearts. Her Excellency means to collect visions throughout the world in an effort to realize eternity. This is a feat no less than the slaying of the great serpent hundreds of years ago. Using war as a method to rid the world of all who carry delusions in their hearts, and to put an end to the possibility of injustice ever happening, there can be no war more just. However, any war has its fair share of cruelty, and it is the people fighting that war who bear the burden of responsibility. I no longer have the strength to continue to serve, and only hope to use what is left of my body to bear my share of sin for Her Excellency. I hope that her era of eternal prosperity may be realized soon. My name is Iniba Sousaburo Kyosu, and this is my sincerest apology. Nice. Well, I have to go to Jai publishing house. Dude, and it's still not giving me Primos, so still more to this than I thought. I mean, I already did. I was thinking, I hope I made a good investment in the talents of Shenling and more in Ganju, because Shenling I use more.
Alright, Nico, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous!
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely
Wrong. We know you, Jai.
wrong.
We knew. I knew it.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about we confiscate all the copies?
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
But that means there's nothing we can do.
Well, I've been thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The book contains many ancient kaidan, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular.
Why this random camera thing?
I think think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
Wait, so you mean...
That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel. Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Can I really do that? I've never written a novel before.
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House. I have my ways.
This looks nice. The lighting.
I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
The new Yae Publishing House is out. Come take a look.
Next on the agenda...
Nakanoshino.
The Yae Publishing House has held many writer submission events to date. The winner gets a huge amount of publicity. It's been the ticket to fame for a lot of authors. If you've got a good idea for a story, you definitely don't want to miss out.
It's full swing. Unleash your talent. Become the one light novelist to rule them all. What's up, Kyota?
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title. The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those yokai before.
Ozuki.
The key to a successful light novel is having good illustrations. When to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artists you should commission for them. These are all key things to bear in mind. Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your novel, even if you have the best story in the world. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have jam-packed schedules, so it's extremely difficult to commission them. The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's unlike any art style I've ever seen before.
I'll be honest, I read light novels for the cheap thrills. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything, it's just a little slow-paced for me. By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. Action-packed right from page one. The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yai Miko.
She looks funny. I mean, funny in that way that I perceive her like the characters that she is, right? A serious but authority figure just running. So I could use my resin for the branches for the book of the free weapon, or maybe some talents for her.
Ah, there you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Ooh, we never entered these things, right?
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
Uh-huh. It definitely makes sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences. All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about? For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take a first-hand guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader. As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Liyue. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Alright, let's start with Chapter 1 then. What are you thinking?
Reincarnated in another world, encounters with airborne emergency rations. We got the beginning of a story, right? We woke up and find Paimon. The work-shy bard. The dragon and the grand adventure.
No! No one would ever go for that! No matter how you tried to play it.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9. Is there really flying emergency food in other worlds? How does it taste? And how do you cook it?
I'm glad I picked this one up. Like, oh.
It's a strong opening. An easy way to grab the reader's attention. Never underestimate the appeal of culinary-oriented subject matter. Food, after all, is a topic that everyone is interested in.
Hey!
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here. Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with Chapter 1. Let's move on to Chapter 2.
Huh? Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain.
The process of a lot of things, right? Video games like Genshin, novels,
Hurry, Chapter 2, let's go.
series.
Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
Huh? What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
I can think of many stories, any more stories. My mind's gone blank.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do. Don't worry, this is my treat.
Ooh.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
I mean, we just gave an idea.
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Ooh, nice.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now, for the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Paycheck? Speaking of Mora.
Ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back?
Took a trip to Lewe. Tour guide turned out to be Rex Lapis. Rock and roll girl. I turned into a Joe Bishop hatchling. Rex Lapis.
Let's see now. The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young man who doesn't have the money to pay for anything. Only later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis himself. With the help of the Qixing and the protection of the Adepti, I am free to roam this vast realm. Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
No. But I don't really want to talk about Xinjiang, dude.
I give it a 9.8.
9.8. I like how they qualify their own work.
The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's curiosity. I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this. Approved.
Alright, well, let's just hope Zhongli doesn't mind.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yai.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Ooh, you want some intel on my Resistance friends. Stop this. Come on, let's get rid of the Vision Hunt Decree. Farewell, Literature Hunt Decree. Starting as a Resistance soldier. Let's get rid of the Vision Hunt Decree.
Clearly very closely based on your own personal experience, with no major changes at all.
Well, I'm running low on inspiration.
That's fine. Since it's something that took place in Inazuma, it might actually be more interesting to readers if it's grounded in the truth. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
Whoa, so we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her.
Look, she looks really nice. I'm glad I wish her Jai. I mean, it cost me a lot of more Primos, but...
You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
Dude. This was really long.
Let me think. What spell does Lady Kitsune teach to the protagonist? Ah, I've got it. I've got to make sure it sounds suitably mysterious.
Well, I will be leaving it here. No, I need to... Youngster, are you hungry already? Come and try some Erika cooking. And who might you be? I'm the owner of this izakaya. Feel free to order anything, just place your order with Erika. As far as I'm concerned, her cooking is one of the best in Inazuma City. You are the owner and you are drinking? Why not? Sake in my hand, fine cuisine at the table. After a busy life like mine, I think I'm owed at least a drink or two. You keep up the good work yourself. And when you're the boss someday, you can live like me too. I can drink alcohol. That's because you're still young. There are also benefits to not drinking. You are still young, and there's no hurry. Let's have some barbecue skewers. They are delicious even without the drinks. Nice. Ooh. Hey, Chigirus.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
This story has a very clear narrative structure. Junkichi will definitely be able to work his magic on the writing front.
Oh, yeah! How did it go with that incantation from a first-hand guide to summoning spirits? Did you manage to make a wish in the end?
Nope. On the first day, Junkichi couldn't memorize the incantation because it was too long. On the second day, he didn't wake up in time, and midnight came and went. Oh, then, on the third day...
Mr. Shikiru, I thought we agreed not to speak of this.
Add a little foreshadowing here. Call back to the first chapter there. Call back via contrast, that is. Plot twist here, obviously. Now, where's the best to explore the central theme?
Wow, she seems really in the zone. Let's not disturb her.
Have a seat and let me know if you want anything. So how did you meet the owner? You're asking about us? Well, that's a tough question. It's a long story with a side of karma, that's for sure. When I was still young, I was ordered to monitor an important figure at the Tenryu Commission. Somehow, well, forget it. I can only thank the Archons that this person eventually retired, and we could finally get married after that. Thank the Archons indeed. What?
That's just like Eureka.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please talk to me if you want to order.
Ooh, nice. Not the music. I like the ambiance. Well, see you in the next part.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please talk to me if you want to order.
I talked to Jai, right?
Let me think.
Ah, yeah. Bye-bye.